guys, Bradley Dillon here for thenewfury.com in sunny St. Pete, Florida at Vans Warped Tour. Definitely, if you're out here today, you know, it's pouring earlier and it's really muddy out, but it turned out to be an alright day. Actually here in the press area with a new friend of mine. Why don't you introduce yourself, what band you play in, and what you do here?
Sure, I am Alex and I'm the vocalist of Grin.
First question for you, Alex. You know, we've been on Warped Tour for a while now this summer, and you guys have a new album out, Ashes to Ashes. I actually really like it. I think it's definitely something that'll get you into the stratosphere of what you guys are trying to do.
Yeah.
Why do you think the album is, I guess, connecting with fans so well?
I mean, in a lyrical sense, that was kind of the point. You know, everything I wrote about was, you know, real life shit that, you know, I've either gone through personally or been directly involved in, you know, with like close friends or family, you know what I mean? And I feel like most, if not everyone, can relate to the kind of stuff that I've spoken about in the album. So I think that's really just made it more personal, I guess.
You know, a lot of people nowadays say, oh yeah, charts and numbers and sales numbers don't matter that much, but they do. They help you get on higher profile tours from what I've seen. You know, being a musician yourself, what kind of effect does the sales numbers have on what you can and can't do as a band?
I mean, it's like you said, it's just, you know, just basically, you know, what kind of tours, what kind of slots you play on those tours, what kind of tours you get on, but, you know, at the same time, there's definitely a huge dick measuring contest with CD sales, but there's also, you know, how a band is actually pulled too, because there are bands out there that haven't really sold like, you know, like 100,000 records or anything, but you go to the show and it's packed as fuck, you know what I mean? It just kind of really depends on the demographic and what kind of fans you have, really, because, you know, in the modern age, no one buys CDs anymore anyway, you know what I mean? But, you know, kids are going to be coming to the show, and I guess that's that.
And yeah, like you said, kids don't really buy CDs anymore. It kind of sucks because having that product in your hand is really cool. Something that's been, I guess, trending upwards again in the last few years is, you know, vinyl.
Yeah, right.
So many people into vinyl lately.
Yeah, so
are you a big vinyl collector yourself? Or?
I honestly, I think the only vinyl I own is my own, and that's just because I hung it up on my wall. So, I mean, I don't even have a record player. But I think it's cool. I think it's more of like a collector's item, which I could get down on and stuff like that. But, you know, honestly, the past few albums I've purchased have all just been on my phone on iTunes. So.
What have been some of those albums that you know, purchased that you've been jamming lately? Anything interesting?
Lately, all my purchases have been, last three, I believe, were The Weeknd, Lana Del Rey, and Phantogram.
I'm actually
not very metal.
Can't listen to metal all the time. Whenever I'm talking to musicians, they're like, yeah, I listen to genres mostly that aren't just kind of lame, so I imagine that would get really old. You know, I'm actually a huge fan of The Weeknd myself. And I love the whole R&B and electronics version. I think it's really cool. Which of The Weeknd's three mixtapes do you like more? Echoes of Silence, Thursday, or the other one that we came with?
Is that called like a trilogy or some shit?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not like really big on the names because I kind of just like pop it in and like listen to it when I'm going to bed at night, or, you know, like when I'm just like dicking around. So I'm not really up too hot on the track titles, but I think everything I've heard by him has been sick, so I don't really think there's something that I wouldn't like, to be honest.
So, you know, being on Warped Tour for a while, I imagine as a musician it can be really easy to get burned out. You know, you're doing the same thing every day, waking up early, depressed, which is cool. Playing a set, being out in the sun pretty much every day. How do you personally avoid getting burned out when it comes to stuff?
I mean, you know, it's I mean, there's obviously, you know, everyone has like bad days where, you know, like nothing seems to be working for them. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, I'm kind of over it. You know what I mean? But for the long run, you know what I mean? Like, we're all out here because we love doing what we do. You know what I mean? So when you love something and you have a passion for it, you know, you don't really have that moment where you get burned out on it, in my opinion at least.
So when you guys are out on Warped Tour for so long, I imagine the weather starts really getting you.
It's usually when we get around here.
Yeah, Yeah, because
I fucking hate humidity.
Me too, 'cause you go to California, yeah, it might be kind of
Yeah,
hot.
well, we're from, the west coast, well, not really west coast, but next to California, you know what I mean? So we're just like, kind of like drier heat, and like, I don't mind really being hot, but I just hate to feel like I'm being sticky and fucking wet all day, you know? I mean, other than that, it's fucking beautiful. So.
Yeah, the Warped Tour is wrapping up pretty soon. We got about a week or so of it left. What have been some of the better cities to play on this tour?
I mean, it's Warped Tour. You know what I mean? Like it's always sick. You know, it's just one of those tours that they only have one that happens once a year, and people come out, and it's just like there's not really like a city I can really pick out in particular that has been sicker than the most. Although I am really looking forward to playing our hometown show coming up soon in Salt Lake City.
Alright, before we wrap this up, I usually ask this question during every interview because everyone seems to have a really cool and unique response. But if you could see any band or musician, living, dead, past, present, etc., play an album front to back on tour, what would it be, or what would they be, and why? You can choose more than one if you feel led to.
I feel like, that's a tough one. I feel like seeing someone like John Lennon or something, or even like the Beatles or something like that, like if they could all
rise from the grave.
Play that'd be cool, because that's a band that kind of just, even if you don't like the music, there's just such a solid respect for what they did, because they really made an impact on music harder than any other band has ever. You know what I mean? Like not only that, but politically, and like everything they did was it was kind of like their own following. You know what I mean? So you gotta have mad props for that. So it'd be cool to see that.
Well, before we wrap this up, you have any news you'd like to share with your fans, or anything to tell people about the questions?
I mean, just Ashes to Ashes came out a couple weeks ago. It's our brand new record. I highly recommend you picking it up. It's the proudest album I've ever done, and you'll catch, if you are in the southern area, I guess, we'll be cruising through for the last week of Warped Tour, so come check it out.
Well, thank you very much for doing this interview today. It was good getting to see you. This has been Bradley Dillon for NewFury.com. Be sure to check out the Chelsea Grin album. It's pretty solid stuff. Thanks. Later.